I was raised in an American Muslim household. I was born in New York and I grew up in Hawaii. And my parents impressed upon me very early the value of service, the value of being engaged in your community. And I was raised to believe that either you're part of the problem or part of the solution. And with all of the challenges that our city has, I would be doing myself and my community a disservice if I didn't at least pursue the opportunity to offer my skill set and my commitment to, to this town to find a way to turn it around. It's always important for Muslims to vote, not just this year, but this election is even more critical. The moment that we find ourselves in nationally, not just on the political level, but from the standpoint of the COVID pandemic, discussions around inequality, all of these pieces coming together, I don't know if we're going to see this confluence of events ever again in our lives. And I believe we have an opportunity to do something tremendously meaningful. And while Muslim political engagement is increasing, I think it's even more important now that Muslims from all walks of life begin to engage in their community to serve people, not just on issues that benefit Muslims, but on issues that benefit and impact all of us. And I think that's really going to be a key to the voice of Muslims being further legitimized within this country and validated to a certain extent, that we're not just coming out on issues that affect us, but that we're here, we're Americans just like everybody else, and we're a part of the fabric of this society just the same. And I will say that for a small city like mine, it's easy to forget when there's a big presidential election. Voting all the way down the ticket, arguably, is some of the most effective way to find the democracy that we actually do have left. Oftentimes, we're overwhelmed by the enormity of issues going on in Washington, D.C. or foreign affairs, but you have a tremendous amount of control over who your mayor is, who your city council is, who your local school board members are, what your county and state ballot propositions are. In fact, I would argue that these issues actually affect and impact your quality of life far more than whoever the president is or isn't. So not just is it vital that Muslims vote this year, but we also have to have demands, right? Voting is one strategy in a broad spectrum of strategies to affect change and impact our lives. And we also have to have demands. You can't point out what's wrong, but then when you get invited to the table and people ask you, well, what do you want? And then you go silent. We have to coordinate, we have to collaborate, and the power of collaboration and cooperation is incredible, and I think far more meaningful than competition. So the extent to which that we're able to work together as a community, not just as a Muslim community, but as Muslims who are a part of the community as Americans, I think is absolutely what we should be doing.